You actually asking me this?
You told me to on the meeting. I said, this question's not going to work.
It is absolutely, Wiles, positively disrespectful. Period. There is no other way. I will be shell-shocked if you try to defend the Patriots from this disrespect. Okay, you guys are 11-3.
Yeah.
You guys have a top 10, actually a top 7 offense and top 7 defense.
Correct.
All right, you have an MVP at quarterback, having a great season.
Yeah.
All right, you are coming off a terrible loss.
Well, some people say good
yeah,
loss.
that's another thing. A loss that you say was the best loss in the NFL in 3 decades.
I do think that was an exact quote.
I mean, you talked about it like it was a great loss.
I said it.
And I've also been told that the Patriots on the doorstep of destiny.
Of a
That's
dynasty.
Of a doorstep of, a destiny and a dynasty.
We have dynasty elements while we're on the
Ds.
doorstep of destiny.
And yet, this 7-7 team, this team that Nick has put together one, maybe 2, the game without Lamar, good games, complete games all season. This team that has been reeling for 15 weeks, Vegas and everybody else thinks they're going to go into your house and demand slippers.
Well, it's in the Ravens' house, to be fair. But
Well,
still.
it's in Baltimore, okay. But still, that they are going to beat you guys? Come on, man. This can't be anything but disrespectful.
Okay. Do you want to go? Because
I'm shy.
now here's where I'm at.
They're 7-7.
I, as the Patriots guy, now have to argue that the Ravens are actually pretty good to prove my point that I'm not being disrespected by a 3-point line.
So
correct?
Well, so here's the.
That's why I
no,
think
but the confusion.
If you guys had won last week, it'd still be disrespectful. But you're coming off this big loss that you got to rebound from.
So I'm not confused the way you are.
Okay.
I'm confused that you don't agree with Brew.
Thank you.
That this is a slap in the Patriots' face. Because
people don't believe
this is right. Like this is not. It's not a point and a half. This is a full 3. Okay. Which is more than a team currently gets in the modern NFL for just being at home. What Vegas is saying here is we think the Ravens are slightly better than New England, which I thought would enrage you. We were, I think, 2 quarters of football ago, you believed, with reason, the Patriots were the best team in the entire NFL. We talked about them as they have the best record. The real question is who have they beaten, and they're playing Buffalo and dominating Buffalo.
Yep.
That
was good for a while.
To go from that to this, where this to me is partially about maybe Vegas overvaluing the Ravens, but just as much of that is it saying, yeah, we actually don't think the Patriots are real Super Bowl caliber.
Okay, let's talk about this. New England Patriots fans, it's funny. I've been talking to you guys directly for a bit of time now, and I said, you know, it's kind of funny that you can't really educate New England Patriots fans a lot on like what it takes to win and what you need, because like y'all have been doing it for so long. But here's the thing. Tom Brady, when he was there, when the New England Patriots were winning, Bill Belch, all that sports talk wasn't quite what it is today. Okay, we had variations of it, obviously first take, all that type of stuff, but like first things first, like, and you know, Colin, like it's just different. I'll just say that. I'll just leave it at that. Things are a little different, and since Tom Brady has moved on, and since you had M. Jones and, you know, whoever, you haven't really been talked about that much in sports talk, right? It's like very little, not like real nuanced conversations, really just like, they got to get rid of M. Jones. Is Bill Belch going to be fired, right? Like, it was not actually like, hey, we have a great team here. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's figure out. And the whole disrespectful questions always make me laugh, because all last year, I mean, that was they double, triple, quadruple down on that about the Eagles, about the Chiefs. Disrespectful that the Eagles have better odds to win the Super Bowl than the Chiefs when it was during the playoffs. It was a conference championship round. so 4 teams left, and Nick went like crazy. This is the team that won 2 Super Bowls, has never lost a game with Patrick Moe, like since September of 1974, just going on and on and on and on and on, because this is ridiculous. Like, what are we talking about here? And that's what this is right now. There's the belief that the Ravens are undervalued, that they were unhealthy, they were injured. They needed Lamar to come back. The defense need to get healthier. The offense need to get healthier. You got them together. They're now starting to, and even when they all kind of came back, it still took a little bit of time to get everyone feeling good. Lamar's been playing, but not quite the Lamar that we know. And now there's the belief of no, this is finally, we're back to being this great Ravens team, and they're at home, and it's an absolute must win, and you're going to get the best version, the all out, the aggressiveness, et cetera, et cetera. And then you have the New England Patriots, which is they beat a bunch of bad teams, and the best team that they beat was theoretically the Buffalo Bills, but the Buffalo Bills aren't quite who they were, or who people are kind of up and down on that, and now you just lost to the Buffalo Bills. Will chalk up that other win to just being divisional game, you split, there you go, right? Kind of a wash. And all your other big wins are against the Giants or something, and at the time people were like, what about the Bucks? And it's yeah, what about the Bucks? Who are the Bucks? And so now you have an elevation of the Ravens and a devalue of the Patriots. And so it's not this direct, it's just hedging bets. It's just saying, if we had to figure out who are we more comfortable, right? Who, when we're making a spread, but it's who would be more comfortable in this situation? And it makes sense that it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens under the circumstances that I just laid out. But to say that it's disrespectful, I see it as just mathematical. I see it as just leverage, as hedging your bets, and just be in this situation, we're going to lean on the Ravens, Lamar, Derrick Henry, et cetera, over Drake May year 2 on the road. We think he's great, but we don't have it all worked out quite yet, et cetera. And so it's what's a shame is that it takes away from the talk of the game when we try to stick our chest up. This is disrespectful. We're going to prove everyone wrong. And listen, I know that's fun, and I read the comments, so everyone's always in the comments talking about if Khan's I think this team's going to lose, and if Nick's they're going to lose, everyone jumps the comments. They're that's right, just wait, keep down us. And then if the team wins, they're you were wrong. And then, so that's what this sets up. But clears throat. I think if I was trying to really answer the question as directly as I could, and to be clear, I am not a fan of these types of questions about the spreads in this, that it really means nothing to me. I'll discuss it because that's what's being discussed, but it's just I use it just as a frame of reference as to who they think is better. When the Packers were favored on the road against Denver, it's they're saying that this team is better than you. That is straight up what they're saying. You're favored on the road on a team, the Green Bay Packers, that were on a 10 a.m. win streak, or whatever it was exactly. And it's that's interesting, right? That to me is a lot more thought-provoking. In this situation, I guess I'd be 3 feels rich. If you do these days, if it is kind of a 1.5 type thing, I could see that making more sense. But I think it's really kind of this double down on the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, they're 14th points per game offense and 15th points per game defense, but their season was messy. They had all these injuries and whatnot and backup players, and now they're healthy. Now they're getting right. They're not actually this 14 and 15 team. They're actually significantly better, and they're going to now go back to how they felt about the Ravens preseason, which was probably a top 5, top sewer team. And then the Patriots, they're probably saying again, they're just overvalued because of being able to beat up on some bad teams, and and it's a safer bet, right? It's a safer way to go. But I mean, I think this is a big game for the Patriots, no doubt about it. Obviously, but I mean, I think the loss of the Bills was crushing, obviously, and then if you now lose to the Ravens, it starts to lay the groundwork to being this is a great season. This is awesome. We're ahead of schedule, but we might not be able to bring it home this season. Kind of like the Washington Commanders of last year, or the Denver Broncos last year, etc. And you win a game like this, right? Drake May plays great, continues that momentum, shows that, like, whatever, we had a rough loss, whatever. Like, Patrick Mahomes loses, Josh Allen loses, Lamar loses, every quarterback loses, every team loses, keep on keeping on. If they show that they can come out the gate, win this game, slow down Lamar, slow down the Ravens, it'll be interesting, because post-game you'll be like, are the Ravens just not good anymore? Are they just bad? Or is it just kind of like, no, the Patriots were able to, do what they wanted to do, and they're just a better team? Like, that's what's going to be interesting about the post-game conversation, is, does it be, if the Patriots win, is it more about that? And also now, I guess theoretically, the Patriots lose. Is it about, like, no, the Ravens are just a great team. They just had a rough go at the season, but they are healthy, they're strong, they're back at it, they're where they want to be. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's kind of a messy situation for both teams, which is why I think that's why when you're looking at the spread and underdogs are just like, let's just go with B. Like, they feel like it's messy, so they're like, let's just go with what we know. And that's Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, right? So, at home. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the New England Patriots? Do you think it's disrespectful? First of all, I don't think Wild should be the Patriots guy. I think at the very least I should be the Patriots guy, because at least I have unbiased, grounded conversations, and I'm not going to just make stuff up and magnify things just for the sake of doing it, like we saw Nick do with the Kansas City Chiefs, like we saw Wilds do with the New England Patriots, like we see Brew do with the Baltimore Ravens, the Packers, whatever team he wants to pick for the day, but often the Baltimore Ravens. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comments, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.